Samantha's still watching my videos. Can you believe that shit? I don't know why she's watching them. I wouldn't be watching them if I were her. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck? Why does she bother? It's like Joe said before, when I 100% and will never not believe my aunt was stalking me under the alias of Island of Misfit Toys, whatever. And Joe's like, she's a grown woman. Why doesn't she have anything better to do than stalk you on your YouTube channel? I believe Selena echoed some sort of sentiments like that as well, you know? I believe she echoed those similar to that. Matter of fact, I know that Selena did. Just don't remember what she said. But it is along the same lines, like, oh, I know what she said. I remember Selena said, she has money and houses and businesses and this and that, and yet she won't leave you alone. You know? That's what Selena said. So it's pretty much what Joe said, just in a different way. How do I know she's still watching them? Because my subscribers, my subscribers show up in my Hotmail. And sometimes people show up repeatedly. I don't remember her ever showing up in the past. But maybe it just slipped through the cracks. I don't know. But whatever. She showed up as a subscriber. That's how I know. I don't want to see her fucking name. I don't want to think about her at all. That's the difference between me and her. She apparently is still going to watch my fucking videos. As I told you, my mom, somehow, because it doesn't usually happen, snapped out of whatever it was she was going through. Whatever it was, she snapped out of it. Okay? I'm a first-hand witness. She stays here, she sleeps, I know she's sleeping good, and she, I'm still terrified of her getting that shot again. If you were me, you'd be terrified as well. If you have to understand that I don't lie and I know what I witnessed. But I live in perpetual fear of my mom anyway, so, think about it. She goes into this hospital. If I were not in the equation, if I were out of the picture completely, okay, she went into that hospital it's been months now, so months ago, right? The asshole doctor puts her on Thorazine. She lands in the emergency, and only because she lands in the emergency is she off the Thorazine. I'm saying if I was in the picture, okay, because no one else is going to give a shit. My mom would have been put on Thorazine, and as long as it worked out okay in the hospital, she would have been on it in the outside world. But if I wasn't in the picture, see? But me being in the picture upsets what they would usually be able to do to her, In this instance, she landed in the emergency, and I immediately said, she's never been on Thorazine in her life. It's the Thorazine. Take her fucking off of it. And the regular hospital listened to me and marked it as another thing that she's allergic to. Along with the lithium and the Haldol, which landed her in the emergency from the same hospital last year, a couple years ago, whatever it was. Doesn't matter. The fact is, if I were not in the picture, people would be getting away with doing things to my mom that they don't get away with doing because I'm in the picture. See? Is that I was in shock. The first thing I did when I'm told that she had been sent to the emergency was, what were the meds she's on? And when they told me, I said, are you kidding me? And it wasn't a starting low dosage, as I found out online and later found out from a medical professional, okay? It wasn't a low dosage to start my 71 on. Not to mention the fact she's already on other meds, but again, she's just a freaking guinea pig, okay? So, it's always chance, you understand? It's just fucking chance. Based on everything that happened, now she's on a new to her medication regimen, back on Zyprexa that she hasn't been on in years. It's a merry-go-round, I told you that, okay? That's all it is, a fucking merry-go-round. She's been doing good. I have the right to be afraid when I know what I witnessed the last time she got her monthly shot. Of course, I'm, in so many words, by her primary care physician, told I'm crazy because the shot is slow release and it can't be the shot and whatever. I know what I witnessed. I don't tend to believe in coincidences, you know what I mean? I believe that nothing I can do about it. Nothing I can do. Nothing I can do. So I think I'm going to keep these shorts, only because, not because I love them, but because I can wear them in videos. I'm not going to wear them on public, that goes without saying. I don't ever wear this, I would never wear it out in public. Even if I was even thinner, even if I was a lot thinner, I don't wear this type of thing out in public. These are like kind of tight kind of shorts. Not that there's anything wrong with wearing them on public, I'm just saying, but I wouldn't do it. But anyway, they were only $3 at Walmart. $3, I mean, I paid $3 for an expensive organic candy bar. I can have a different, at least there's something different to wear in the video. So I'll keep them, which means I can take the tags off of them, right? But I'm only keeping them because they were $3. And I got this color because there weren't any other colors for $3, see? Yeah, it's a little disconcerting. See my aunt pop up as one of my new subscribers. That was the people, I don't know if they accidentally not subscribe or what did she drop me and then decide to subscribe to my videos again? Why? Why? Why not just let it go? You know? Just fucking let it go. I always have to assume she's watching anyway, which means I don't say, remember this last time around, did I say what was happening to my mom while it was happening? No, I waited till after the fact. I waited till after it was over with to tell you what had happened. But it goes without saying, it takes its toll on me. Oh. It's not going to take its toll on my mom because she thinks nothing's wrong. She doesn't realize how close, what I had to do to go to bat for her. Because this wasn't a situation where you could say, oh, the woman had been on this medication regimen for a long time and she just chose to go off her meds. No! She's on a brand new medication to her regimen, brand new to her medication regimen, okay? Brand new to her and again, not brand new medications, that particular combination, those particular dosages, brand new medication regimen. Remember, we always play merry-go-round with the medications, okay? The doctors do. And then that's what she's on in the outside world, because that's how it works. Whatever she's put on in the mental hospital, she stays on in the outside world. Okay? Unless there's a problem, like when she nearly died in front of me on her prescribed dosage of lithium, a drug she'd never been on in her life. Okay? And it's different than any other fucking psych med out there. Right? And its potential for being dangerous. No one talks about how you can get a Depakote toxicity, you know? Yeah, lithium toxicity is a very real thing. Sick. Anyway, that's the thing. She's on a brand new to her medication regimen. She hadn't seen any therapist, psychiatrist, nothing in so long, you know what I mean? So you get strangers I have to plead with. Or I have to plead with the police, or plead with whatever, but by being honest and telling the truth, you know, she hasn't even had a chance. The professionals in her life are aware of what's going on, okay? Things are being put into place. She hasn't had a chance. In the back of my mind, it's like, please, 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 don't just throw her in another fucking mental hospital. And you damn straight I talked about the Thorazine. You know what I mean? On to something else. There's undeniably cases of police brutality, but if you want to label everything police brutality, you know, police brutality in quotations, you're taking away from the legitimate police brutality, okay? What happened in Harvard Square, right? First of all, just as an aside, did this guy, did he just throw away his career? He's in law school, whatever. He's black, African American, whatever, okay? But the thing is, he's naked and on hallucinogenic drugs. The police didn't pull a gun, didn't pull a taser, but he was on hallucinogenic drugs, which means, and naked. So he was a danger to himself and to others around him. And now the police are being accused of brutality because he was struggling and they had to beat on him to stop him. I'm sorry, but what the fuck do you want the police to do? You know what I mean? They didn't pull a gun, they didn't pull tasers, but he was out of control, right? And then they have to have their little thing. Now we know that our minds can't protect our bodies. You're setting aside the fact he chose to take hallucinogenic drugs and then he had a bad reaction and he's naked out in public, all right? You take away from genuine police brutality. Like that guy that was jaywalking that time, and that motherfucking asshole, the guy, you know, he stops him, and he worked a trial, and and then he walks away, whatever, and he's like, I'm gonna fuck you up. That's genuine police brutality, okay? The police chief here in Cambridge is standing his ground and the officers are not on leave, paid or otherwise. He's standing his ground and saying, you're viewing this in an ideal situation. My officers didn't do anything wrong, because the mayor's like, this is disturbing, and the head of Harvard, this is disturbing. How about it be disturbing that this law student decided to take hallucinogenic drugs and now he's naked out in public? You know? Where's accountability? I'm the first to point out police brutality. But in this instance, they tried to, he's on hallucinogenic drugs, he's out of his mind. What do you want them to do? They could have tased him. They didn't pull a gun on it. They didn't tase him. They had to beat him down. You know? You're just forgetting or just setting aside the fact that he was on hallucinogenic drugs and naked out in public. What do you want the police to do? You know what I mean? Again, you guys know I'm the first to point out genuine, legitimate police brutality. This is not that. They had to do something to stop him. What were they supposed to do? Obviously, if he's out of control, they had to subdue him somehow. All right? That's my take on that. Because I just instantly go to the fact he chose to take hallucinogenic drugs and now he's on a bad trip and he's a danger to himself, potential danger to himself and others around him. He's butt-ass naked out in public and he's not going to listen to the police because he's out of his mind on hallucinogenic drugs, okay? What do you want the police to do? Take his hand and say, please calm down, we know you're on, you know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck? You take away from genuine police brutality when you think everything, you want to view everything as police brutality, okay? Now on to the other thing. The thing that happened at Starbucks in Pennsylvania, sickening. Sickening. Philadelphia, right? Sickening. Okay? Sickening. That's just sick. How I feel about that? Yeah, restaurants have a right to, you give someone the benefit of the doubt. They're not going to get away with it if they're there for hours or something and they claim they're meeting somebody, then you're like, you've been here like for a long time and nobody came, so you really have to buy something. No, it hadn't even been that long and the fucking manager's calling the police. That's racial profiling to the millionth degree, okay? That's like ridiculous. Turns out they were real estate brokers waiting for somebody. Alright? You give people the benefit of the doubt. If they say they're waiting for someone, you give them the benefit of the doubt. That's why the CEO of Starbucks is going to apologize officially to these two men in person. But the damage is done, and it was sick. And my news was saying, oh, that woman, the manager's gone, and then I go online, it just says she quit. She wasn't even fired. She should have been fired. She quit. Oh, she should have been fired. The CEO is taking responsibility, but people feel like it's the manager's responsibility. That's just ridiculous, okay? If it's a long time, sure, someone can go in and pretend they're meeting somebody, all right? But apparently they didn't even give them a chance. And then people are mad at the police, but if the police are told that the manager wants these people gone, the police are supposed to, they asked them to leave and they wouldn't. I'm glad those men stood their ground though. Instead of slinking away and leaving, they got themselves arrested, but they made a statement, you know, and the charges dropped anyway, but they made a statement, you know. But that's so wrong. That's so wrong. And I don't think it wouldn't happen, and even though it wouldn't happen if they hadn't been black. That was so wrong. You know, people do go into places and don't order right away and are just waiting for somebody. You know what I mean? You have to give all customers the benefit of the doubt. If they try to do it repeatedly, if they're there for a long time, then you can say, you know, you say it nicely, you know, it looks like whoever you were meeting, you give them the benefit of the doubt. This is what a person would do rather than this bitch manager who calls the police on these guys immediately. The woman, you know, the female manager, so she's gone, but she quit. Probably quit before she got fired because people are in an outrage, so. She can't stay there anyhow. How's she going to stay there? They're shutting down the store. They're going in the store and protesting, and they're not even getting arrested because, I don't know. That's just wrong, okay? But the police in Harvard Square, wherever it was, in Cambridge, is that where it took place, or Harvard Law, you know, wherever, what are they supposed to do? Somebody on hallucinogenic drugs is out of control. They're not thinking clearly. They're a danger to themselves, a danger to others. The police don't know what they're going to do. They subdued them with their fists. They could have pulled out tasers. They could have, you know, what are they supposed to do? I don't believe that that's a case of police brutality. I'm on the side of the chief, the police, he's like, no. He's like, I stand by my officers. It's not a case of police brutality, even if the mayor is saying, oh, it's disturbing video, and, you know, what do you want police to do? Like, I love what that mayor said. I love what the chief of police said. He said, this is not a case of police brutality. He's like, you're looking at this, you can't look at this in an ideal situation. It's not an ideal situation. You have to look at it in the context of the guy was on hallucinogenic drugs and walking around naked and being belligerent and not listening to the police when they told, you know what I mean, when they tried without getting violent with him. What are they supposed to do? Okay? Again, there are legitimate cases, undeniably, of police brutality. So when you try to make everything into police brutality, you're taking away from the legitimate cases, period. Okay? There are ones where the police are so wrong, it's not even funny. Where they beat down on somebody that isn't even doing anything. This guy was on hallucinogenic drugs and naked. Now, setting all that aside, did he just fuck up his future? I'm assuming he was a law student, I guess. Did he just fuck up his future for good? I don't know. I don't know the answer to these things. I'm just kind of asking you guys, but, you know. My Joe's none too happy with Trump. He said rather than do the strikes on Syria, Trump could have taken this opportunity to educate people on false flag events or whatnot. So he believes Trump dropped the ball. And Joe says, he wrote it in a comment. He emailed it to me like, enjoy your Armageddon, people, or something or other. Marathon Monday was like the coldest. It was like awful, awful conditions. But a woman won the woman's thing. The woman, for the first time in over 30 years. So that's incredible. That's incredible. That's impressive. I told you in the other videos, I was pleased with most of the judges, most of their picks. I'm not the only one. Believe me, it's going to come out. I already saw some hints of it. Who can't believe they chose Garrett over much better than him singers, especially, like I said, if he wasn't the best singer, but he had just wowed them at least one of the nights, he didn't. They were very critical of his solo performance Sunday night, and Monday he did better, but he's not even remotely on the same level as some of the singers that they let go, you know? Not even close. So it's not entirely a singing competition, period. Because if it was a singing competition, you wouldn't have kept Garrett and got rid of Shannon, Alyssa, Effie, and Amelia. You would have gotten Garrett and chosen one of those other ones in his place. So, yeah. But I'm pleased with most of the judges' selections last week and this week. So they want diversity. They want to mix it up. Someone even wrote that in one of my comments where I said what I said, and they're like, well, it's not like he doesn't have anything to offer. I know that. He made it to the top 24. I'm not saying he's terrible. I'm saying that it's not entirely a singing competition. If you're going to pick somebody that is not the best singer, number one, but that didn't even blow you away, that you were criticizing on the nights that are supposed to be the final things where you decide, you know what I mean? So that's just wrong. But people know it. They know it. You pick someone like Yara, they know that you are not going by, you're not picking the best singer, period. For whatever reason. They did it with Johnny too, though, last week. So, no. Because they want to make it interesting. They want to pick those two heartthrobs. I know it. So let's see. But it's supposed to be a singing competition. You know what I mean? Heartthrobs shouldn't be getting through over phenomenal singers. Whatever. I created videos instead of watching my show, The Crossing. I slept so much today, and even though it just, obviously I need it. Obviously I'm drained. You know, if my body wants to sleep, I don't fight it. But then, if I stay up at night, that's not good. Last night I actually went to bed earlier. And I was up in the morning with Omar. My mom left, and then I went back to bed. Then I was out on the couch and I fell asleep again. That was non-intentional. That was surprising to me, you know. I wasn't expecting that because by then I'd slept enough. So now I've slept too much and now I'm up. But I have been trying to go to bed earlier. Yeah, I won't call it a miracle. Whatever she snapped out of it. You know? She snapped out of it. She's been doing good. She was all upset over the church thing, and now she, on her own, you know, she made it happen where she has an alternative. Because that was going to break her. It was breaking her. It was destroying her spirits. She's always welcome here, you know, this is her home. I just can't be asking my friend down the street to be picking her up, so if she wants to be here, she has to, you know, walk from the bus stop. But I walk with her, and we walk slowly, and, you know, it's actually good for her to walk because it builds up her endurance. And again, I'm protecting her. I told you about the assholes who can't let us. We're in the middle, and you have to cross in front of us in your little left-hand turn instead of just doing the polite thing and letting us go since we're in the middle. If we're not in the middle, it's one thing. We were in the middle. We were in the middle, and they hadn't turned, you know what I mean? They were on the main road. They hadn't turned, and they turned instead of letting us go, okay? That's why you have to be so careful. You can't even start to go. You cannot trust any cars aren't going to run you over. I've had to train my mom that way because I know. I get proof of it all the time, and just a few days ago got proof of it. We are in the middle. You're making a fucking left turn, and you can't just wait and let us, me and my elderly mom, cross because you had seen that in your eyes we're walking too slow. That's so fucking rude. So rude. And doesn't do any good, but I yelled at the car. The car at least knows I yelled at them. They don't fucking care anyway, I'm sure. They wouldn't have done it in the first place. I know why they did it. Because they don't want to wait. You know, they can't wait. That's all. They cannot wait because they had already seen that my mom was elderly and walking slow with me, and they're not going to wait. They're going to be motherfucking assholes because people nowadays are so fucking impatient and sick. And by the way, everyone using your friggin' cell phones, your smartphones, I should tell Joe this, but he'll already know anyway. We're creating a new generation of people with hunchback. Because it is not, your head weighs like, the average head weighs 10 pounds, and people with their heads down like this on their cell phones constantly are destroying their posture, their neck, their in here. They're destroying it. That was on Inside Edition. I believe that 100% too. I'm not in that category. I don't have a smartphone, and you know, so I'm not like people nowadays that are so into their smartphones like nothing else matters, but they are destroying their thing because their head's down constantly looking that way, you know. It just stands to reason. If you're on a smartphone constantly and your head is constantly down like this, you're putting all this, your head weighs a lot and it's weighing on your neck, you know. Inside Edition's headline was, we're creating like a generation of hunchbacks or something because people spend so much time on their smartphones. So, whatever. I'm not amongst those people, and neither is my Joe. Joe and I were surprised at that Pokemon thing, and that people were walking into traffic and trying to find the Pokemons and going over cliffs and everything else. By now, I wouldn't be surprised if there hasn't been a death attributed to, you know, chasing the Pokemon or whatever. Somebody went into a friggin' zoo cage, broke in just to find the Pokemon. I mean, that's just ridiculous. A couple people went over cliffs and survived. They walked right off cliffs, but they didn't die. I think they 100 foot, 50 foot, whatever, they lived. But that was, by now, probably somebody has died. And then people were stalking. You know, if you know people are going to go to remote areas for the Pokemon, or they were able to manipulate it somehow or something. I don't know what it was, but then they were robbing people of their cell phones. They were robbing people, chasing after the Pokemon. So. And all shit happens, I don't keep up with it, but I'm sure other things have happened since I was following the Pokemon craze and seeing what things befall to the people, what stupid things they did, how they got themselves in trouble or hurt, injured. Someone's probably died by now. Maybe not, but it wouldn't surprise me from what I was hearing at the very beginnings was happening, including people getting robbed. People being lured somehow to remote areas where they're supposed to be Pokemons and then getting robbed. So yeah, I got proof. My aunt's still watching my fucking videos. She came up as a subscriber. Maybe she stopped watching them and decided to watch them and subscribe again. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. As my friends have sarcastically said on different occasions. Selena was blunt. Oh, doesn't she have anything better to do? You know, she's got this and that and selling houses and doing this and without you. She's gonna you know, watch your videos or harass you or give you a hard time. And then Joe before was like, she's a grown woman, you know, stalking you on your YouTube channel. That was when she was actually stalking me, even though she'll deny it. I don't care. I know that she was. But nothing like that's ever going to happen again with anybody because I don't let anybody close, ever. I learned my lesson first with Stoney and his various characters, and then with what my aunt did. And like I said, she'll deny it. I don't care. I know. She can deny it all she wants to. Oh, Xfinity Comcast is having their yearly thing that they've done like 5 years. I took advantage of it last year where they're trying to lure people to get premium things, whatever, but they have a thing where you can watch, and they have all episodes of things that normally you can't see or you have to pay for or whatever. So it's kind of cool. They're having it's for a week, and you can watch different things that you normally wouldn't be able to watch. So I might go back. Remember I watched that one episode of Smell that's on Showtime or HBO or something or other, I don't know. They let you have, I think it was on Showtime, they let you watch one episode free. Oh no, I think I got to watch 2 episodes. You get to watch 2 episodes for free or just one? Maybe it was the first couple of episodes. Maybe just one episode. No, I felt like it was more than one episode. It was a couple. Whatever, and then I couldn't watch it anymore unless I wanted to subscribe. And of course I wasn't going to subscribe, but I would like to see what happened. I got a little interested, and that was kind of a, you know, it's interesting. It's definitely adult. It has sex in it. I mean, it's, you know. Remember it was like free Xfinity week, but they pick and choose. I don't think the premium channels allow you to watch all movies or something, but shows, series, you can watch. I may or may not be able to watch Smell. I don't know. Last year I remember I watched all the back episodes of that show younger. That was cool. I binge watched that. And what else? I don't know. I took advantage of it. It's only for 7 days, just for a week. Worth checking out to see what's available that's normally not available. Again, it's a select thing, so I don't think they don't offer everything. But they're trying to lure you into subscribing to the premium channel. That's what they're trying to do. They're hoping that you'll get hooked on shows that are on the premium channels, and then you'll subscribe to the premium channel. So in the end, I don't know what's going to happen with my mom and the statin, you know, whatever. But again, no one can force her to take that if she doesn't want to. All those months and months and months that her doctor thought she was taking it, she wasn't. So, you know. I don't know if that's a wise decision on her part to not take it. You know, there's no saying. Like I read to you in my magazine, the first for women, where it said, you know, whether or not these statins offer health benefits is up for debate, because yeah, they lower cholesterol. And you also have to remember there's a fine line, because you can even, Joe was talking about that. Because he said, I tested a little high on cholesterol, but it has to do with good and bad, and even if your bad's a little high, if your good is high, it balances it out. I don't really know, but I do know that the magazine said it outright, and it's not some, you know, it's not like Mike Adams on Natural News or something, First Women, and it said, you know, there's up for debate the health benefits of statins, because yeah, they reduce cholesterol, they do that, but they cause other health things, like bad things to happen, like whatever I told you, memory loss and different serious things, you know, that maybe the benefits don't outweigh the risks, at least in certain individuals, you know. If you're not really, if you don't have just sky high cholesterol or something, then maybe you don't need to take the statin. Maybe you can try to reduce, you know, your cholesterol in more natural ways. I don't know. Like I said, it doesn't matter. The fact is, the whole point was but you have to be upfront with your doctor. You can't have him thinking you're taking a cholesterol-lowering medication that he's prescribed to you and you're really not taking it. You see? That's the bad thing. Your doctor needs to be aware of what you're on and what you're taking or whatnot. That's what makes me so sad and so sickened over that whole thing that I've already told you about. I'm not going to say it again. Sister knows what she did regarding that and other things. She knows damn well what she did. Like I said, the things we found out the sister did, was doing behind my mom's back, I would cut off my arm before I would do that to anybody, those kinds of things to anybody, let alone to my own flesh and blood. One of my viewers, Digital Something, wrote, she's gained a shitload of weight. No shit. Admittedly so. Have I tried to pretend that I haven't gained a lot of weight? No. I have not. No one can say I'm trying to pretend I haven't gained a lot of weight. I make a point of telling you that I have. See, anyone with the eyes can see. You can look back on my old videos. See me when I was a lot thinner. Sometimes I look at comments that I've approved and then they disappear. And then I don't think it's because the person goes away. I think just there's a glitch in YouTube or something. Because somebody was saying, one of my fans was saying, I asked you to do the video with doing foot play with white socks. I actually did. I didn't put it in the title, but at the end of one of my videos that I created last week, I did do foot play with white socks out here in the kitchen on my computer chair. And I was going to give that person that video. I was going to link it, and then I couldn't find the comment that I just read and just approved. You know, so it just disappeared. That's happened before, though, for some reason, and then the comments reappear. Oh, by the way, I did what Kurt told me to do. I cleaned up everything. That guy's name is still automatically auto-filling into my friggin' Facebook. Again, he changed his password, so it's his old password. If I hit login, it says you want to use this person's password. But it's very disconcerting that this person's email is still showing up on my fucking Facebook login, on my personal desktop computer. Is there anything at all I can do about it besides just, you know, closing my Facebook account? I don't like that. You wouldn't like that. I shut my computer down. I pull up Facebook, and I've cleaned up my, and it's still showing that person's autofilling that person's email address, which is the login, and password. Okay. Now, if I'm getting that person's, how do I know somebody else isn't getting mine? I don't. That's the thing. I don't. But I don't have anything on Facebook that I don't care if people see. You know what I mean? That's the thing. I don't really do Facebook, so there's nothing that I have on Facebook that I give a shit if people see. And if somebody was going to access my Facebook and friggin' cancel it or fuck with it or whatever, you know, it wouldn't really faze me because I really don't care if I have Facebook or don't have Facebook. So you can't really do much damage if you secretly access my Facebook, but I don't like it. I don't like this person's name still showing up in my login box and the old password of his, because he changed it as soon as I gave him a heads up. Which obviously he must know I'm legitimate, but Kurt wrote maybe people are doing, maybe they're using your Facebook as a gateway to get to other people's Facebook. So I don't know how that would work either. You know what I mean? It's all fucked. I don't like it. I do not like that person, and I can't stop it. How am I supposed to stop it? It's auto-filled. What more could I do but clean up my computer, plus I shut down the entire computer, pull it back up, and it still has that person's autofill. It shows the person's email and password. And plus it takes my time because I have to remove that person's email and password to put my own in. That's extra time, you know. Plus it just irritates me to no end, and what can I do about it? Nothing. But it's an eye-opener. Should be an eye-opener for people so naive. Like I said, I wasn't at all shocked about the Cambridge Analytica thing, any of that they do these quizzes, that they get your in, you know, they trick you into, but I am shocked that somebody else's password and email address, login info, login credentials showed up on my personal desktop computer, and I was able to log into someone else's Facebook. Yes, that shocked the shit out of me. So I am naive. it's interesting, though, that other people are shocked by the Cambridge Analytica. Joe and I were not shocked at all by any of that shit. Joe wasn't shocked by this, that I was able to log onto someone else's Facebook until I told him what was happening, as I told you guys, and he changed his password immediately, and that fixed the problem. But it didn't change the fact that it's still showing up. No, I can't get onto his Facebook anymore, but his thing showing up in my login box every fucking time is irritating the fucking shit out of me. The end.